Alright guys, this is Savious. I'm doing a video of Path of Exile, just to show you guys what's going on. Right now I am a level 58 ranger named Leslie Loves Lola, because it's kind of a joke that the ranger is a lesbian. So that's me being clever. Pretty low life, 1,635. Mana is pretty fine for a non-spellcaster. Right now you can kind of take a look at my my main skills. Lightning arrow. I have it hooked up with some greater multiple projectiles. Cast on crit, increase critical strike chance, and gain a power charge on crit. So it does a lot of damage. I'm also running Hatred with the reduced mana gem, so it only reserves 46% of my mana. And for single target, I'm using Burning Arrow. I like Burning Arrow a lot for single target because it adds from your base damage an additional X amount of fire damage. And I have that amplified with weapon elemental damage, physical projectile damage, and faster attacks. And finally I'm running Blood Rage so that I can leech life very quickly. For those of you that haven't played Path of Exile before, the game is designed around skill gems. And these skill gems anybody can use. You put them in your equipment, and then when you have these links here, you can amplify them with support gems for the skill. So for my primary group, I have Lightning Arrow. You can read that real quick. Basically, it fires an arrow, hits one target, and then hits 3 targets around that. Greater multiple projectiles, so I fire an additional 4. Now that halves my damage, but that's okay because I'm hitting 5 targets with the lightning arrow, and then each of those 5 targets hits another 3 targets. So I'm hitting a total of 20 targets every time if there's enough on the screen and they're close enough together, which you'll see happens quite a bit. Increased critical strikes. I want to crit as much as I possibly can with this build, and you'll see why here in a moment. I have a cast on critical strike gem. Now what that does is 56% of the time when I crit an enemy, I cast a supported spell, which is Ice Spear. Ice Spear does not do a lot of damage, but it has a critical strike chance of 7%, amplified by the passive skills I'll show you here in a moment. So, and then the second form, it has 2 forms. It shoots out, and after it travels a small distance, it expands and has a 600% increased critical strike chance. So just base by itself, it's 7%, and the 600% is another basically 7 times, so it has a 49% chance to crit without any of my additional add-ons, like this increased critical strikes, because that works with this too, because they're all linked. And then I also get a power charge on a critical strike, 43% chance. What a power charge does is each power charge gives you a 50% increased critical strike chance from your base. And because I'm using a bow, you'll see there critical strike chance is 5%. So roughly with my lightning arrow, I have a critical strike chance of 42% without power charges. When I get 4 power charges, which is the max I can get, I'll have a 200% increased critical strike chance. 200% of 5% is would be another 15%, so that'll go up to 57% if my math's right. I might be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, so that's my. This is, and you'll notice that this unique item I have does absolutely nothing. The only special thing about it is that it has 6 sockets and 6 and they're all linked together, because that item is really hard to get. This game's designed around crafting. You have orbs that do different things to try and make items into a better item. Rares statistically have the best possible mods. You can scour a rare, remove all of it, make it just white, and then upgrade it back to a rare. You can use chaos gems to reforge the rare. You have blessed orbs that randomize the implicit properties of an item. For example, this ring has a 29% increased global critical strike chance as its implicit properties, and then the ones below that line there are the random modifiers. So I could this has a maximum of 30%, so I'm not going to waste blessed orbs trying to get an extra 1% because, like I said, these 28% increased global critical strike chance is multiplying this 5% critical strike chance by 28%, so 1% is going to be not even worth my time. I'm also wearing Astromentis just because I don't really have a better amulet right now. I could use higher resist, but I don't really have anything. And the 107 to all my attributes make it easier to equip my gear. Also wearing a Rat's Nest for more crit, Meligaro's Virtuosity for more crit, and the Blood Dance. Now, Blood Rage, when I activate it, it gives me 8% of physical damage from attacks leached as life. I also gain a frenzy charge on kill, but the downside to it is I lose 3.9% of my maximum life as chaos damage per second. Chaos damage is extremely hard to build resist up against. As you can see, my chaos resistance is negative 60%. So I'm actually taking 1.6 times that 3.9%, if that makes sense. My chaos resist is terrible. So this Blood Dance, you'll notice that I gain 1% life regeneration per second per frenzy charge. And I have a maximum of 5 frenzy charge right now and 4 power charges that I was talking about before with this power charge on crit. So I'm kind of negating that life loss from Blood Rage with my 5% life regeneration per second. Because my resist are negative 60%, I'm still taking a little bit of damage per second, but not enough to matter. And then this just has an increased global critical strike multiplier and a lot of life and some extra damage. So that's that. I also got this cast on critical strike gem that I've upped to 20% quality that I can use at level 61. That will replace this one right here, and 20% quality gives me an 20% increased critical strike chance. Not a huge difference. I also have a 20% quality power charge and critical that I can use at level 60, and all that does is per each point of quality and a max of 20%. For each point of quality, I gain an additional 0.5% chance to gain a power charge. So right now, this one, as soon as I hit 60, it's a 65% chance to gain a power charge, which will be a significant boost over this one. My passive skill tree, I don't know if you guys have seen the passive skill tree for Path of Exile, but it's quite massive. This build is designed around that cast on critical strike. So as you can see, it's I had to take a lot. I had to go travel around the passive skill tree quite a bit to get what I needed. I started here. I got evasion and life, finesse, just working my way towards aspect of the eagle, bow and attack speed, and the critical strike chance, critical strike chance, critical strike chance, critical strike multiplier. Working my way down to bow, critical strike chance. Just trying to get as much critical strike chance as I can with bows and the multiplier up, because that makes my damage go through the roof. Another bow critical strike, maximum frenzy charges, increased lightning damage with weapons because I'm using lightning arrow, an additional power charge. Then I went up to the shadow portion of the tree. This is where the shadow starts, and I got his critical strike stuff, and then I have critical strike here. I have one more I can get here. The problem with this is, I also got Mind Drinker. The problem with this build is that because all these critical strike nodes are so split out, and the fact that bows have such a low critical strike chance, is that I had to take pretty much all offensive skills. That's why my life and my resistances are so terrible. My gear is designed around getting critical strikes. I'm very glass cannon-like, which is why I'm running 2 Quicksilver Flask. My my healing increases. I get my potions recharge when I deal a critical strike. So this one's almost always full. This one increases my elemental resistance. It's still not very good because my resistances are slow. I'm in cruel. and I lose 60% to my base resist. So if I had no resist gear at all, I'd be at negative 60 for all my elemental resist. Real quick, so I had this this piece of armor that has 6 sockets, and I've been trying to get it fused up so I can have a 6 link so I can replace this item that does nothing. I spent a lot of jeweler's orbs to get it into 6 links, and now I'm working on fusings. And this is probably the hardest part of this game, is the RNG portion can be the most frustrating. I've been reading on the forums. It's a lot of squabbling right now about how hard it is to get a 6 link. Some people use 5 fusing orbs. Some have used over 5,000 to try and get their 6 link. There's no, it's just all luck. I don't know what the percentage chance of getting a 6 link is. I've used probably 150, 200 on there. They're not cheap. They're hard to come by. It's just part of the game. Once I get that, it would be nice. I'll get another 899 evasion rating. Basically what evasion is your chance to evade. Completely evade an attack. The way this game does its math is pretty funny. I don't remember the exact formula for evade, but this is not a flat thing. It doesn't calculate 36% for everything. Basically, if one monster, if your monster swings at you and you evade the attack, then you get diminishing returns until you get hit, and then it resets. So I don't know what the kind of the soft cap is for evasion, but I'm way below it. Whatever it is, whatever is the most conducive. So anyways, that's my character, that's my build. I'll run out here and I'll clear the riverways. It's a level 57 zone, I'm 58. You start getting lower item drop levels at 50, or I would get lower item drops at 60. So this is Act 2 of Merciless difficulty, which is the final difficulty. I'm not quite to doing maps yet, but I will give you guys a quick show of how this works. I'm going to go out here and try and find some guys to kill. Alright, turn on Blood Rage. Ouch. And there you go. You see my crits went off, and I casted a bunch of ice spears and just crushed everybody. Once I can get some better gear and my new gems come in, I might put another spell in there so that I'm launching 2 spells every time I crit. Like maybe 2 ice spears, arc, something like that. I don't normally talk when I'm playing, so I almost died there. That was a minor boss. Upgrade my gems here. I've died a few times, so my gems are ahead of me in my leveling. I lose 10% in Merciless difficulty. But that guy's got Elemental Reflect, so I gotta be careful here. See how I almost died there from that? Well, so that's what I died to. Elemental Reflect and a increased substantial extra physical damage. It's kind of embarrassing. Anyways, lost 10% of my experience. Alright, I'm not going to talk here, and I'll just let you guys enjoy this while I clear this out real quick. Oh, you can see my buffs in the top left. Frenzy charges are the green ones with the number 2 underneath it. That'll go up to 5. And fuck you. Alright, and then the power charges are the blue ones. I can have a max of 4. I'm going to be doing a quest here shortly to get that up to 5.
My mana is gone.
bosses in this zone here. And those are frustrating. I had a cast on critical strike shadow with a dagger. I had a dagger with a base critical strike chance of 10%. Then there's a lot of passive nodes where you can get your critical strike or increase your critical strike chance with daggers. I had like a almost 70% critical strike chance with daggers. So I was casting quite a bit more spells, but it is what it is. I like the bow aspect more because I'm hitting 20 targets. So once I get my gear upgraded a little bit more, I'll be casting significantly more, and I'll be ready for maps. Maps are just like in Torchlight 2. I don't know if anybody played that. Maps are just like that, where it's kind of a it's the end game. There's a bunch of different modifiers you can get. You can do reduced elemental damage if they can reduce your elemental resistance. Just anything. I can have additional bosses on the map. It can be pretty crazy. Well, that was a good one. Yeah, when I don't crit with this spell, it's really irritating. Because I'm getting up there though. A couple more levels and it won't be quite so frustrating. RNG won't be fucking me quite so much. I'm going to show you guys the ledge real quick. I'm over leveled it by about 5 levels, but it kind of shows off the build quite a bit better. Turn on my hatred. Get out of here, skeletons. I could use a little bit more mana leech. I think I only have 2% right now. And with all those support gems on my lightning arrow, it's a significant cost. 49 mana. And I'm reserving, I only have 257 available, so about 5 shots and I'm out of mana. However, I do have 2% mana leech. So it is fairly sustainable. I do have to have a mana potion on my bar though, unfortunately. Alright, so that's pretty much that. I could keep going on, but I think you guys get the gist of it. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.